Okay, it's chapter 2, factors. Let's look at factorizing with common factors. Well, what are factors? Okay, 9 and 5 are factors of 45, as are 15 and 3, as is 45 and 1. Why? Because 9 times 5 gives 45, and both 9 and 5 divide into 45, so as do 15 and 3, and they multiply together to give 45, and they divide into 45 evenly. So the factors of a term generally multiply together to give that term, or they divide into the term, and the highest common factor that will divide into the given terms, that's known as the HCF. Okay, and before we go any further now, I just want to look at how dividing terms, how we just consider dividing terms, like dividing the term x by x. X goes into itself once, into once is 1. 2x divided by x is 2. xy divided by x is y. X squared divided by x, well, if you just make it easier for yourself, just write out x by x, that's x squared over x, is equal to x. 2x squared divided by x, we've a 2, we've an x and an x over x, it's 2x. X squared y over x, we've an x and an x by y, xy. Let's go up here. Let's say x cubed over x squared. X by x, and those two will cancel, or any two you like. X. 3x squared y divided by x is the same as 3 by x by y all over x. So they'll cancel, and we'll have 3xy. And let's look at 6x squared y over 3y. That's the same as 6 by x by y over 3 by y. So they'll cancel for starters. So we'll definitely have x squared, and we have 3 goes into 6 twice, 2x squared. So it's just so you can get an idea of how to divide terms. Now, we're going to look at finding the highest common factor of two terms and then factorizing an algebraic expression in the process as we go on. But first of all, how do we find the highest common factor of two terms, like 3a and 6a squared? Well, the first thing to do is to look for the number and see which is the highest common factor of 3 and 6, and that's 3. And then look at your terms a and a squared, and what's the highest common factor that will go into both a and a squared in terms of a, and it's a, because a will go into a once and it will go into a squared a times. So it's a. A squared does not go into a. Okay? So our highest common factor of 3a and 6a squared is 3a. Okay? Because 3a will go into both. 3a will go into 3a once. So if I say 3a over 3a, that's once. And 3a will go into 6a squared. So if I 6 by a over 3a will go into 6a squared. That will go in twice, 2a times. Okay, but we're not going to go there yet, but just so you can see what's going on. Okay, so let's get the highest common factor of 6x squared and 12xy. We'll look at the 6 and the 12. 6 is the highest common factor of both of those. And what term out of these will go into both? Well, x will go in there x times, and will go in there y times. Okay, so x is the highest common factor because it will divide into both terms. Let's see how it does that. Well, let's see that x goes into 6x squared. It would actually go in. It will go in once, but it would go in 6x times, and it would go in here 12y times. But let's see if 6x is the highest common factor of both of these terms, how and why. 6x squared by 6x is 6 by x over 6x, and they'll cancel, it goes x times, and 6x into 12xy cancel, goes 2y times. Okay, so it does go in, it goes in, it's the highest common factor. Okay, what about what's the highest common factor of 5a squared b and 15ab? Okay, we'll look at the numbers first. 5 is the highest common factor of 5 and 15. Okay, and then we have to think about what term will go into both terms. So AB will go into itself once, and it will also go into this a times. Okay, but you know, a squared won't go into both terms. A squared b won't go into both terms. So 5ab is the highest common factor that will go into both of these terms. Okay, so 5a squared b over 5ab is 5 by a by a by b over 5ab. So goodbye ab, goodbye ab, goodbye 5, it's a times, and so on. And again, what is the highest common factor of the terms 4x squared and 16xy squared? Well, 4 is the highest common factor of both numbers, and x, you know, there's no y on this side, so, you know, it'll have to be, you know, the y won't go in here, so it's going to be x something, and really x will go into this x times, and will go into that y squared times. So 4x is the highest common factor of those two terms. Okay? So we're going to look towards applying this kind of method to factorizing algebraic expressions. Okay? And what we're going to be doing is we're going to take two expressions, but instead of writing and, we'll have x squared plus 7x. And we're going to look for the highest common factor of these two terms, and we're going to have our equal sign or equate them to. We're working towards finding the factors of this term. Okay, so we're gonna see what's the highest common factor that goes into both x squared and 7x, and that's x. Okay, x is the highest common factor that will go into both those terms, and then we'll open up the brackets, and inside that we'll put the result of dividing both terms by this highest common factor here. So we have our plus sign. So x goes in there x times, and x goes in there 7 times. Okay, so these are the factors of x squared plus 7x. The factors of x squared plus 7x are x and x plus 7. And actually, if we multiply x by x, we get x squared, and x by 7 is plus 7x, which is kind of where we began. So, question 2, page 22. Write down the highest common factor of 2a squared b and 6ab. Okay, well, let's do the numbers first. 2 is the highest common factor of 2 and 6. And, you know, what will go, ab will go in there, definitely, and ab will go in there. But, you know, a squared b or b squared a, they won't work. So it must be 2ab is the highest common factor. This will divide into both of these terms. Okay. Look at this one. Copy question 3, page 22. Copy and complete. So 7x plus 14y equals 7 times something. Okay. How do you solve that? You simply divide both sides by 7. So 7 and 7, they'll cancel, and we've our divide by 7 here. And that's the same as saying 7x over 7 plus 14y over 7 is what we're looking for. So they'll cancel, we'll get x. That goes in there twice, y. So our answer is x plus 2y. Look at this. 6a squared b minus 8ab squared plus 4ab is equal to 2ab times this. How do we solve it? Divide both sides by 2ab. So this 2ab will just cancel and be left with all of this over 2ab. And that's the same as, I find it easier just to break it into the terms, divided by the 2ab, and then you can just watch and say, okay, 2 goes into that 3 times, a squared b is ab, so you have ab, so it's the ab and the ab cancel over a, and so on. Okay, so you get 3a minus 4b plus 2, that's our answer. Okay, so just take this out here so you can see what we're doing. 8ab squared over 2ab is the same as 8abb over 2ab. So the ab and the ab will cancel. 2 goes to that 4 times, so it's 2b. Sorry, so it goes in 4 times, so your answer is 4b. Now look at question 16. Factorise 2a cubed minus 4a squared plus 8a. So we're looking first of all for the highest common factor of these 3 terms, okay? So the highest common factor of the numbers is 2, and the highest common factor of the letter that will go into all these is just a, because a squared won't go into a, and neither will a cubed, so it's a will go into all of those, so it's 2a. And then the other factor basically is each term divided by 2a, okay? So their factors are 2a by a squared minus 2a plus 4. And if you multiply this by this, you get 2a cubed minus 4a squared plus 8a. So we know that they are the correct factors. Look at this one. 2a squared b minus 4a squared b plus 12abc. Factorise that. So first of all, we'll look at our numbers. 2 is the highest common factor that will go into those 3 terms. Okay, and you know, what's the highest common factor in terms of the letters? Well, A, B, C won't go in there, C won't go in there either, but A, B will go in there, and it will go into there and there. A squared or B squared won't fit in that one, so it must be 2AB. And then I solve it by basically dividing the other terms by my 2AB. Okay? And you can, you know, do that. 2AAB over 2AB is A, and so on. Okay? Now let's move on to look at factorising by grouping terms. And these are generally, you factorise by grouping terms generally when you've 4-termed expressions. Okay? So look at this. Find the factors of 2AB plus 2AC plus 3bx plus 3cx. So we're looking to group, get 2 sets of groups going. The solution will have, generally will have 2 factors, okay? And the best way, first line of approach to try and group is to look at some kind of common theme with the numbers, like a 2 and a 2 and a 3 and a 3. I think these will group and those will group, okay? Because they're multiples of each other. So if that's the case, let's tease out 2a, okay, and then divide each term, divide by that 2a. So 2ab over 2a is b, and divide this term, 2ac over 2a is c. Let's tease out our 3 and our x. Okay, well the first thing to say is generally then, with these, if you have your factor in the brackets here, b plus c, then that's going to be your other one here. You'll have your plus sign, and you'll have something that we're about to find, and b plus c. But let's say we didn't know that. Let's just tease out what's common in both of these, and 3x is common in both. So I write 3x out here, and I divide each of these terms by 3x, and I get b plus c. So my factors are 2a plus 3x and b plus c. Okay? So let's look at this one now. 3ax minus bx minus 3ay plus by. Well, you know, the temptation is to go with my 3 and my 3, but I'm also, I can also see that I have a 3a and a 3a, and I have my x, and I have an x there. I have x going on here. So I'm going to go with these 2 terms and just see where that takes me, and I'm going to tease out the x that's common, and I'll have x, x is common, and 3a divided by x is 3a, and bx divided by x is b. Okay, and if it leaves me with these 2 terms here, then I'll have, what's common here is the y. Okay, so I'll have minus y into 3a minus b. Okay, because minus y by 3a is minus 3ay, and minus y by b is plus by. So I have 3a minus b, 3a minus b, so that's that factor, and I have x minus y as my second factor. And it's just that you have to be careful here. These are tricky enough that you've minus y by 3a minus b, that's equal to minus 3a plus by, which is what we want to maintain. Now for this example, 6x squared plus 2a minus 3ax minus 4x, and we'll reorder these. We'll just note that maybe our 6 and our 3 are good together as our 2 and our 4. So we'll rewrite that as 6x squared minus 3ax plus 2a minus 4x. So we can reorder that further, and we say 6x squared minus 3x is minus 4x plus 2a. So we have our x term and our a term, our x term and our a term. So first of all, 3x will go into 6x squared minus 3a, 2x minus a times, just dividing this term by 3x and that term by 3x gives us this term here. Minus, and we'll tease 2 out from this part here, 2 into 4x goes 2x times, and 2 into 2a goes minus a times. And again, we're just careful about the sign to maintain. Minus 2 times 2x is minus 4x, and minus 2 by minus a is plus 2a. So our solution at the end, our factors are 3x minus 2 multiplied by 2x minus a. So we have 3x minus 2, and our common one, 2x minus a.